are you?
I'm doing great. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mecca. We like to welcome everybody to Conversations. About to go in with Miss Jami McCoy-Lankford, the great. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Let's take it from here. What inspired you? Because you started out singing, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what were your singing, inspirations? Like what got you into singing?
Actually, I really discovered that I could sing and had a love for music really at a young age, really in elementary school. And so I started doing talent shows and all of that stuff. I think every Whitney Houston song I did in talent shows. So, I got that experience. And then as I got older, through high school, I was in show choirs and all of that stuff, and in college choir and stuff like that. And then coming out of college, I started singing professionally, and doing shows and all of that. And then for some crazy reason to this day, I still don't understand, I just got swooped up into artist management literally overnight. And so I started managing groups and so in acts. So I managed Pastor Troy out of Atlanta, Big V of the Nappy Roots, the R&B group Ideal, a lot of groups. And so I had a really decent long stint as an artist manager. And because I had started at such a young age, as I started getting older, I knew that that was really not where I wanted to really end up and retire, because I was really burnt out with that side of the music industry. And so one day I was visiting a friend that's a line producer in film, and I visited a set with her, and I just fell in love with everything that I saw. And so at that point, I was like, I'm in the wrong business. I think I want to try film. So from that day forward, I pretty much just started teaching myself and absorbing everything like a sponge. My degree is not in film, it's in music education. So it was a completely different ball game for me. And I had to completely start over. Even though I had a lot of major and big relationships in the music side, that didn't work for me in film because nobody cared. And what they want to know is how many films you got under your belt, what's your experience, all of that stuff. So I really had to start again from the ground up, building relationships, really proving myself and really gaining my stripes, as I call it, in this business. And so in 2010 is when I transitioned into film and television. And it was one of the best things that I could have done, for myself. I really have found, I think, my niche. For the rest of my life, I really enjoy the creative side of it. I enjoy being able to employ people and give them jobs and for them to be able to live their dreams as well. And I just really enjoy telling our stories as well. Even though, I do all genres, I really, find a passion in telling our stories.
Okay, what was the first film you had worked on?
The first film that I worked on that I produced myself was a film called Don't Shoot the Messenger. And it's based off of a book under the same title. And that's on all streaming platforms now as well. And then from that, I went into Christmas films, doing The Business of Christmas for BET Plus, which we released our second one last year. And we're actually going into production on our third and final one in June. So that's been a really good franchise. And then things really, to be honest with you, the last 2 years, things have really blew up overnight and has really gone really, really fast after those releases. I mean, I'm doing work with Lifetime now. I'm working with TV One. I'm working with the OWN network, so it's really moving faster than really I can catch up, but I'm grateful, for the opportunities and where God has placed me now.
Okay, now you said there was what role do you think being in the music industry, how did that help you in film? I know you said you had to start all over, but I'm sure there were some things you carried over. What were the things that had helped you transition to the film that you took out of the music industry?
I really think the business aspect of it, because the business is pretty much the same. as far as how you handle things. I think I came into, well, not I think, I know I came into the film side stronger because I had already had to pay my dues on and prove myself on the music side. So it was like, okay, I already know how this goes, so I know what I need to do. So I think that I was able to bring my strengths from a business standpoint and a motivational standpoint from the music industry and bring that over into film. And I think that that is really what has led me to where I am today, because I've never been a person that I would just allow anybody to tell me no. You can shut a door in my face, but once you shut that door, 3 more are going to open after that. So, I think, a few people probably just got tired of telling me no, and it was like, okay, let's just give this girl a chance. And then they were happy,
Right.
so yeah, so I think that's mainly the main thing that I brought, is just really, the business ethics of it.
Did you face a lot of things that maybe you perceived as like people didn't want to give you opportunities because you were a Black woman?
Absolutely.
How did you
Absolutely. I think that race is something that's never going to go away. So we always have it 10 times harder than everybody else. But I had two demerits against me. I'm Black and I'm a woman,
Mhm.
in a male dominated field. Even though everything is about women now, more doors for us in film have opened, and it's the age of the woman in film. But it's only been like that really the past 2 years, so prior to that, it was hard, transitioning to this in 2010. It was very, very difficult to get people just to take a phone call, and to take me serious. They, for a long time, felt like women just needed to be in the background, and sitting at a desk or making phone calls and all of that stuff. They really weren't believing in female producers, and so now things have changed, so yeah, it was very hard in the beginning.
And who are some of the directors and producers in the film industry that you kind of admire or kind of look up to?
Uh, Definitely, I look up to Tim Reed, who has been around for a long time. He's a mentor of mine, and we work together. And him and his wife Daphne are really like godparents to me. We're really close. But I look up to Tim and Daphne both because of their tenure in the business.
Right.
They experienced a lot, they've seen a lot, and they've been able to somewhat protect me in certain situations, and be able to kind of let me know, well, we've been down this road, don't do it this way, do it this way. We tried this. And so I really appreciate the two of them being in my life, growing up, watching both of them on TV, and to be
Yeah.
able to work with them now and to be in their home and be close. And we pick up the phone and call each other. Tim called me yesterday, and so those are, it's really kind of surreal to me and weird, almost, because we've really developed a wonderful working relationship, and as well as friendship, like family. So I appreciate that. Another one, Victoria Raoul, who is a great actress, producer, and director. I really look up to her, as a mentor, and times, she finds herself kind of running stuff by me, and I'm like, you asking my opinion, or something, but we have a really good relationship as well. So she's been a really good support system and a mentor to me as well. And she's super duper supportive, super happy for me, happy to work with me, on various projects as well. And so that really warms my heart.
Okay. Now, how how progressive have Black women been in the film industry that you know of?
Very progressive. And we're still progressing. I think that, we owe a lot of that, to Oprah, Whoopi Goldberg, all of these women really started, really in this day and age, paving the way for us, and then let's not go back to Hattie McDaniel, who really paid a lot of dues, sacrifices, she was pretty much blacklisted from our community, because of the roles that she was taking as the maid roles and stuff like that. And so Hattie really opened a lot of doors for us today. And I think that still people don't get it, how much
Right.
she has done for us as Blacks as well as Black women. And that's one of the reasons why I was intrigued with doing her story, with Raven Goodwin playing her, that we're going to be doing in the near future, because I think that Hattie deserves her flowers,
Absolutely.
and more than that, our culture in film and television really owe Hattie McDaniel a lot.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people understand how hard it was to even be in the film back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And just like I say, it's that first step.
Mm-hmm.
First step is always important.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
for people who want to get into the film industry, young people, where would you advise that they start? How would they start?
I would, I'm not someone that's going to shove schooling down anybody's throat, because, you know, you can really self-teach yourself a lot. If you want to go to film school, that's wonderful. I would never steer anyone from that. But I believe that people learn more hands-on. And that's why I spend a lot of time, with film interns and people that are interested that they can have set experience. Just on my last film, I had a college graduate that is interested in wardrobe, and so I let her come, on our set where she was coming just as an intern, just to help out and really observe and get, understand that life. But I ended up giving her a job, because she deserved it and she's good, So I would say to anybody that wants to get in this industry, just really study it. Absorb everything like a sponge. No question is a dumb question. Find you someone that, will help mentor you and that you can kind of shadow, and work, whether it's up and coming independent filmmakers or whoever. There are people out here that are willing to help and share knowledge. Everybody is not uppity or feel like, they have to be closed off from the world. I'm one of those people that is not like that because I know how it feels.
Right.
And I pride myself in not being that person that people can't approach or feeling like they have to go to my team first or whatever like that, or my assistant or something like that, even though I do have to control some situations. But I try my best to be personable, even with all of my crew, on set. I talk to everybody, from the director to the PAs, to the craft services people. Everybody is able to have a conversation with me, and I welcome everybody. I never make anybody feel like I'm, the boss and they can't come and talk to me, you know.
Do you handpick your entire staff, or how's that process?
I do, for the most part. I do handpick my keys. My line producers, I normally let them pick additional crew and everybody else. And my crew changes, from project to project. But my keys, I have about 7 or 8 key people that go with me from every project. Those are pretty much my in-house go-to people, and they're on whatever project that I do.
What's your most prized project that for a personal reason it just kind of sits closest to you?
Um, I don't think I've filmed it yet. We are in prep for it, and I'm really, really excited about a couple of projects that we have on the table, that I really think is going to be some of my best work. And one of them we're actually getting ready to go into production on next month, in Cleveland, Ohio. And it's a network project that will be going to TV series. So I'm really happy about that. And I think it's going to be some of my best work. And it's really dear to my heart. And I'm really excited about that.
Okay, so you can be in the Cleveland area, huh?
Yeah, I'll be spending a couple of months in Cleveland. I'm
Now,
actually going there tomorrow to do a location scout. So I'll be there for a few days, but we film in April.
okay. Well, don't be surprised if it get cold. Cleveland up here in Northeast Ohio will get a little weird. It'll be at 70 degrees, and then all of a sudden it's 30.
Yeah, I packed my suitcase today, and I think I have clothes for all seasons, except for shorts, but I have, some cooler clothes. I got some sweaters, some sweatsuits and stuff, because I know it's very unpredictable.
Yeah. Now,
Hmm.
are you going to tap back into the music anytime soon?
I actually already have.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I just actually released a single on Valentine's Day that's on all platforms called Color of Love. And I will be releasing my second single next month, which is a feature. The song is called Back and Forth, and it's featuring MJG from 8 Ball and MJG, as well as Omar Gooding.
Okay.
So we'll be doing a video for that one and releasing that as well. So I'm excited about that too. I am really excited this time around because I am in the driver's seat of everything, so I'm able to do things at my own pace. I'm really involved in picking the type of music that I'm doing, from the songwriting to the tracks and everything, because I do feel like we have a void in the music industry, as especially on the R&B neo soul side, which is more of my style.
Yeah.
I feel like we've gotten away from that, and us as grown folks just really don't have good grown folks music to listen to. Everything is not about twerking and sex and all of the stuff that we're hearing. We need to really bring the India Aries back, the Jill Scotts back, and all of that. And so I pride myself in making sure that I'm doing my part with that. So I'm really excited about that, as well as to be able to put some of my music in some of the projects that we're working on as well. So I'm looking forward to that.
Have you ever thought about like maybe doing a show that kind of showcases music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really don't want to do it reality based, because I do have a reality show that's actually on Concert and Club Promoters, that will be releasing, and we just got picked up. But I really would want it to be, more scripted. Actually with that, I am going to be doing a few biopic series on a few acts that you guys will be seeing announcement for soon. It'll be sort of like the Wu-Tang series, but
Okay.
on a few other artists and groups as well. So we're really excited about that. We have some great networks involved in those as well. So my plate is extremely full. I was just telling one of my screenplay writers and producing partners yesterday that I don't know what we're going to do about the calendar this year, because we're in post production on one and in pre production another. I don't know when I'm ever going to be home, because we have a lot of deadlines that we have to meet this year. But that's a good place to be in now, because I remember the days where I was just trying to be heard and just trying to be given a chance, and I spent a lot of days at home, praying and crying and questioning myself, but I knew that I was not going to give up. And I'm grateful, for the way God has blessed me and my team to be able to live our dreams and do what we love doing.
Wow, that's amazing. How has that affected your family and personal life?
I have a very good supportive family. Personally, relationship wise and stuff like that, I guess it gets tough, because I'm gone a lot, and, I travel, but I think that anybody that is with me knows what they signed up for. So they got to just deal with it or don't, but, for the most part, I have not had any major issues. Everyone that's in my life, from family, immediate family to personally, everybody is very supportive, of me, and encourages me. So I'm happy for that. So for now, I really don't have any major issues, knock on wood.
That's a beautiful thing. Now, what do you do to just kind of release that, like just step back everything, just kind of keep your keep your mind focused and not get overwhelmed? What type of thing do you do?
Honestly, I just have to shut down sometimes. I'm as much as I'm, in TV and film and doing music and stuff, people will be really shocked to believe I'm really more introverted than people think. So I really enjoy, when I'm not working or, producing films, I enjoy being in my home, and I enjoy, decorating, doing things, around. I'm real big into interior decorating, so I love doing that. I love binge watching shows. I watch TV just like everybody else, one, because I love movies and TV series, but I also like to keep up and to know what's out there and and to know what my competition is, and what, people are really into and stuff like that, so I love, watching Ozark and Yellowstone and Euphoria and all these different shows, I really binge watch and really enjoy.
Okay. So it's kind of like you're killing two birds with one stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You enjoy it, but at the same time, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
you're studying it.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm able to do that in quiet, to where I'm not on Zoom calls or I'm not on business calls, and I'm able to just kind of shut down, and
Right.
really just do that, and I'm definitely a foodie. Hey, Regina, I see you on there. I'm definitely a foodie, so I love to cook. I love to eat, nice things, even though, I've really been working on, eating cleaner and healthier, but I've found a lot of good clean things to eat that I'm really enjoying and stuff like that as well. I've spent a lot of time and effort in my physical well-being as well, to where, I've lost over 100 pounds, and have really, focused on my weight and everything else. And I'm really happy, where I am, today. And I plan to maintain that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Congratulations on your
Thank
journey.
you.
That's
Thank you.
real. Now,
Thank you.
if you weren't doing music or film, what do you think you might be doing?
Um, Good question. I think that if I was not doing movies or film, I think that I would be doing like event planning, interior decorating, maybe even like wedding planning or party planning, because I just love stuff like it would have to be something where I could be creative because that's just what my energy is made up of. I think that I would be bored, if I had a desk job or a call center job, or I'm definitely not a 9 to 5 person. I'm definitely an entrepreneur. So if I was not in music or film, that's probably more than likely what I would be doing. I would still have my own business.
Okay, okay. Just
Mhm.
staying on top of everything.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Mhm.
Do you get into sports or anything too much, or
I do. I like basketball.
who's your squad?
Um, I like the Lakers. Yeah, I do like the Lakers. But the Cavaliers have had a good run as well. So I have been paying more attention to the Cleveland Cavaliers the last few years. Even after LeBron left, I still, am a fan of that. I do like football, but I can't really say that I have a favorite team in football. I kind of just watch it, for the sport. I love tennis. I played tennis in school, so I definitely have a love for tennis. And yeah, I think that's about it as far as sports.
Okay, so you played tennis in school. How was that? What made you even want to pursue tennis?
I think it was more of a rebellion because everyone was pushing me to play basketball because of my height. I'm 6 feet tall. So, and I get my height from my father. My father was 6'8". And so I was always the tallest and biggest thing in school, as far as a girl, from elementary on up, I was just sprouting. So everybody always pushed me, oh, you should play basketball. You should do this. And I played it for about a year, but I just really, even though I liked basketball, I didn't want to play basketball, and so I ended up joining the tennis team and I really enjoyed that, and, I played singles, I played doubles in high school, and it was really a good experience, as well as good exercise. So I enjoyed it.
Have you thought about maybe doing a documentary on your life?
Actually, yes. My sisters have been pushing me really to work on that, and I think that it is something I'm definitely going to do in the near future. Probably start working on it next year because I think I do need to do it because it has not been easy for me in my life, with a lot of things, and I do feel that my story can help young Black people as well as young women, in life because, a lot of times we make a lot of mistakes just with not knowing, from people that we allow in our circle, from, relationships with men, all types of stuff, and so if I can help someone, in their journey and not make some of the same mistakes that I made, that's what I want to do. And I do think that, my story is interesting because people would just be in shock, with all the stuff that I've gone through and have had to overcome, but God has always carried me through every positive and negative situation. And I really appreciate that. And I'm grateful.
So I really think you can be a inspiration to a lot of young girls out here.
Thank you.
Because they need to see these images. They
Mm-hmm.
need to see it because, a lot of times you see it on social media. Like you say, you see all the twerking, the half nudity, and I don't think women are always projected in a more positive, realistic light.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. We've gotten away from that. Everybody is so caught up in social media, even though, social media is where we are today, and I accept that and I understand that. But people get so caught up in looks and the facade of what they're putting on social media. And our young kids feel like these trends are things that they just have to do, in order to fit in, and I think that's why we have a major bullying problem today, with our kids, because of things like that. So I agree with you. I just think that things need to be different. I don't know what it's going to take to get there, but I definitely, accept the assignment of being a part of that to help.
Yeah. I just think it's all about balance. Like, if we can just kind of, like remember the era of hip hop where, you had your gangster rap, but you had your conscious rap. You know what I'm saying? It was, just balance, and just doesn't seem to be a lot of balance right now.
No, I agree with you, and that's the perfect word, for it. You explained it perfectly. Everything is unbalanced right now in all aspects of our world, from politics to music to work to social media. Everything is just unbalanced and it's very toxic, and I don't have any children. I have 3 dogs, and I'm actually, from a personal standpoint, I don't think that I could raise a child in the world we are in today. I'm at the age now where I don't want kids, but I admire any parents who have children during these times, because it's hard. It's hard on these kids. It's hard for the parents raising these kids, raising our Black sons, but now it's not even just about that anymore. It's our children, period, male and female. It's hard for us right now, and unfortunately, a lot of the quiet racism and all that stuff has been woken back up, because of the last 4 years, and it's getting worse, and so, yeah, I agree with you. We're not balanced, and I think that we need more positive things in our music and our content of films and television as well.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. Like my podcast, I don't get into rumors and all that messy stuff. Like, when I don't care about who people sleeping with and all that gossip. Because that's all that seems to pop up.
Yeah.
And it's old.
Yeah. It's very old. I'm so tired of hearing about Kim and Kanye West. I don't know what to do. Who cares? They got big money problems. We don't have them problems. So, it's all crazy.
It is, because like when I got off work today, and I usually listen to D.L. Hughley, but it's crazy how as soon as I started my truck up, the first thing I'm hearing is him ranting about Kanye. I'm like, DL, let it go.
Yeah. It's so funny that you saying that, because I just had a conversation about that yesterday, and I said, why did he choose to get into this fight? Why? Sometimes it's best to just be quiet. Even if it's how you feel, it's everybody's divine right to have their opinion. But sometimes I believe you should just be quiet, because at the end of the day, regardless of Kanye's issues, mental issues, everybody in the world knows that that man has not been right since his mother passed. And unfortunately, he has not had the right people around him to get him well and to help him heal. You know, he did nothing but consume himself in his work. And then, to me, married into the wrong family. And I have no problem with saying that. And I could care less who disagrees with me. You know, that was a bad move for him. And now they've shown him how they feel about him. Really, which is really, really sad, and I just wish that he had stronger people around him that would just keep him off social media, let him just focus on him. He did say something yesterday that I was happy to hear him finally say, was that he was over it and he was ready to move on with his life, because that's what he needs to do. And just raise his children the best way that he can. He cannot get this time back, but he needs to just move on, because everything that's being done is to taunt him and for him to react the way he is, so that he can look like the angry black man or the psychotic stalker or all of this stuff. And it's just not fair. In my opinion, it's not fair. And I wish that he would just also just be quiet.
Yeah. Did you see his documentary? Did you see it?
It's amazing. I have. It is amazing. And the man is a genius. The fact that him and his friend would think to be documenting all of that from day one after all these years was the smartest thing. Nobody has ever done that, and he's done it, and it's good quality footage, and so I understand why Netflix jumped on it, with bells and whistles, because they have something that nobody else has, which is amazing. The man is brilliant. He's a genius, and he's human like everybody else. We all have problems. Mental health is at its all-time high. It's nothing new. A lot of us have mental health issues in our family that we keep covered up, just like we keep alcoholics and drugs covered up in our families. We all have a taste of that, and none of us are better than anybody, no matter what race you're in. And so he's human, and I think that he just needs to be left alone.
Yeah. It's just whenever you make a certain amount of money, you're not allowed to be human no more.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true.
That's right.
Yeah.
So in the very near future, what should we be looking for from you?
Okay. I have a feature film release with TV One called The Neighbor. It's actually a co-production with TV One and Lifetime, and so it will air on both networks July 10th. And so we're excited about that. Also be looking for a new TV series from me. I can't do any announcements of that yet, as far as the platform or whatever, or the network, I shall say, but you guys will be, seeing that soon as well. Just have a lot of great things going on this year. So just, watch my website, watch social media. I do post updates. I do, sometimes go live from set and things of that nature. We have a lot of great stuff going on this year. This year is going to be extremely busy, and I'm really excited about everything. But definitely, everybody tune in July 10th to TV One to watch the movie The Neighbor.
Absolutely. We'll definitely do that. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time, Jami. You are an angel.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm so glad that we were able to talk and spend this time. I'm so grateful to Bernadette with Uniquely Coordinated, for linking you and I really appreciate it.
And when you're in Cleveland, hit me up, because I'm in Canton.
Okay.
Yeah, 45 minutes south. And
okay.
Give me a holler, shoot up there, hang out a little bit.
Okay, I'll be there till Monday, so definitely.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. You have a good evening.
God bless.
God bless.